Good evening, everyone. I hope that everyone had a great Veterans Day today. And I wanted to take this time to thank you for all those who served that made the sacrifice so that we could have the privileges and rights that we do as American citizens. So, from the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to say thank you for all those who have served in any branch of the military. That being said, I have a special guest tonight. He is the current county council elect for the Liberty and Easley area. His name is Scott Lang. In addition to this, he also served in the Air Force for many years, so he'll be sharing his experiences with us as well. So again, my name is Mason Sims, and let's get started. Good evening, everyone. And here today I have with me Mr. Scott Lang. He is the county council elect for the Liberty and also the Easley area. And Scott, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's with Veterans Day being yesterday, and you served in the Air Force. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for your service. You are appreciated. So, is there any experiences that you got to share during your time during the Air Force? Mary said that you went to the inauguration in 2000.
Right. Yeah, I was a member of the United States Air Force Honor Guard in Washington, D.C. So one of the things that I was able to do while I was there is be a part of the inauguration. So actually got to stand probably 50 feet from where President Bush was getting sworn in. So right there, get to see it. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's probably a memorable event.
It surely was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and how many years did you serve in the Air Force?
23.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, were you able to get like the retired benefits, health package that comes with
Yep.
it?
Yep. Sure did.
It's good. Yeah, I hear truck here. That stuff's a pretty good insurance.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding on to that as long as I can.
Yes. And you said that you were planning on going to the inauguration next month, not next month, but next year in January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that would get.
Planning on it.
Yeah. So yeah, so we got some invitations to the presidential ball, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So again, congratulations, for your successful victory campaigns or something like to run us through kind of like what you thought, what some things that went well or some things that didn't go well during your campaign process.
Well, I think really um, the volunteers that I had, I really had some dedicated volunteers, and they made all the difference in the world. They worked so hard. Um, there's no way I could have done it all myself to knock on all those doors. It's a pretty big district, um, land wise, pretty spread out. So it was a lot of area to cover, and having a full time job, I only had evenings, weekends to go out
Right.
and knock on doors and meet people and introduce myself to them. So having having people volunteer to help me was tremendous.
Right. Especially finding the ones that are either self-employed or retired. It's nice to be able to find those people to work those hours that we can't work.
Right, right, yep. So it was great. There was two ladies in particular that just, so I mean, they were incredible. I had no idea knock on that many doors in a day. They were just machine, really good. So I can't thank them enough for what they did for me.
Was it mostly like friends and family that helped you, or people that you met along the way as far as getting involved in the community?
I think just friends that we've met between my wife and I um, helped out a lot. Um, some people in the GOP helped support me and stuff like that. So it was great. Like I said, I wouldn't have got the results that I did without it. So I'm very grateful to them. Can't tell them, can't thank you enough for what they did for me.
Right. How often when you we made your announcement that you wanted to run for county council, when did you start like canvassing?
Probably, well, I had to register. We had to wait till, what was it, the end of March, I think it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember now, but get registered and everything to be legal with the state, and then I was able to hit the ground running. And so that's what we did. And just started knocking doors, going out and meeting people. it was really a great experience to meet the people and listen to them and hear what they had to say about the county government. And it was a great experience.
Yeah. So now that you're elected, have you had to go to some classes in Columbia as far as like how government works? Kind of come up with a plan what you'd like to do once you're sworn in January of next year.
Yeah, I mean, to take there's no mandatory courses. We did there's orientation with at the county administration building, and so they had a couple people come in from South Carolina Association of Counties, kind of give us some legal tips, things like that. And of course, you know, HR and stuff like that. And Mr. Roper gave us a good briefing on what's going on around in the county uh, with his employees, things like that. So it was a really nice.
Right. I can imagine too that with the land coming by that Mr. Ken Red himself's probably really big.
He's been real good. Yeah, yeah. So he has a very important role in the county. He's got a lot of good people. So see, it sounds like he's got a lot of good people working for him. So he's did it. That's a really nice thing to say about a lot of his employees. That's a good thing.
Yes, and with many people, you know, it's you and Mr. Dale Holloway being elected and outside of Christopher obtaining their seat. Where do you anticipate, you know, the county council, kind of like what it looks like for next?
Well, I think it'll have a little bit more of a conservative feel to it. There's a lot, you know. I don't want to say they. I think we're gonna have a different feel for like taxes and things like that. Um, I'm not a tax and spend person. Uh, it's just not for us. We see it at all levels of government, not just in the county, but at the state and federal level. Don't spend doesn't work, right?
Right.
And it just puts the burden on the taxpayer to pay for all that. That's not the way. I'm a student of the founding fathers, and it's not the type of government they intended for us to have. You know, we were supposed to have, you know, power at the state and level, but limited government. You know, so I feel very strongly about that.
Right. Yeah, that's actually, you know, why we usually sided with the conservatives and Republican Party. So I like limited government. I like a free economy and just the government just step in just when in case of emergency, you know, like a natural disaster, pandemic, something like that. But other than that, it's always limited government.
Government is supposed to be is not supposed to be a burden, right? You're supposed to represent and be the people. That's the purpose of it, being elected in a constitutional republic. You're supposed to represent people in my case, you know, in my district, and not be a burden. So that's my goal.
Right. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's why, and it probably matter from history class, that's why our ancestors came to get away from that, like, absolute monarchy type of government,
Yeah.
the form of free type of government.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy for the government to get overbearing. You know, we're human. You know, it takes special people, but to do it. We see great examples of people that are consumed by the power. You know, of being in that position, and so my I don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah, and a lot of people, as you probably know, that they were surprised, you know, by the results between you and Roy Costner when you saw the results of the election that night. Were you surprised yourself? I know that we all know that you worked really hard and all that. Were you surprised by the results, how much you won by?
I was, and I can't do anything. Number one, but you know, give glory to my Lord and Savior. But you know, not being a native from Pickens County or South Carolina, um, you know, and Roy is very well known here, liked by a lot of people. So I was surprised. I felt like I had a chance. I did not think I would win by the margin. Did if I were to win, I didn't think I would win by that much. But but it was a really great result, and I'm very proud of that. I think it was a result of how hard that I worked in the team. Again, my volunteers were knocking doors for me. I think it's that was their efforts being that result. So I couldn't have done well. I'm very grateful. So,
It's just amazing some of the people we meet too along the campaign trail, some of the friendships that I've gained it was, through canvassing and going to
mhm.
the town hall events. I never thought they would become close friends and help me with canvassing. It's amazing the people that you meet when you go out and do this.
Yeah. Met a lot of great people, and I think what really helped was the fact that somebody was willing to listen to them. You know, um, I just that's what they wanted from their county government. Told them about me, what I thought it should be, and what my philosophy is on government. Limited power. I'm supposed to represent people. It's not my job to dictate to the people or lord over them. That's not the type of government. It's a representative government. So that's always in the back of my mind is that I'm here to represent the people of District Forms. That's what I need to do.
And how do you see that's the big issue with the county council is the library board? How do you anticipate them doing it next year? I know they're in the process of getting another person in District 5, elected. Hopefully that's going to be a conservative person.
Yes, hopefully, what we have with the pornography in the children's section, the kids section, youth sections of the library, it goes against the pornography law, right? But there's a carve out in that law that says that libraries are exempt, which I don't understand. Um, we as adults are charged with protecting the innocence of children,
Right.
right? As a father, it's my job is to protect my kids. By extension, our government is again they supposed to represent us, the voting members of the public, right? So um, by extension, because I'm supposed to protect my children, they're supposed to protect, right? And I feel very strongly about that. So, um, we're going to work with the library board. In my district, I've got a great lady uh, working on the board, sitting on the board. It's fantastic. I'm very thankful for her, and but hopefully we can turn that around and make some headway there. And then we also see what we can do as a council, what we can legally do as a council. But there's no place for the pornographic novels to be anywhere where our kids see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's amazing too, running into people, at the grocery store, just, out and about. People, a lot of these people, have gotten more aware about this.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't understand how prevalent it was or it is. And, so you have tied with the federal government, the American Association of Libraries, whatever, American Library Association, like, uh, is very liberal organization. So we know what they're going to do. They're going to push that stuff down. That's where it's been all pushed down from. So, um, but we're not going to stand for it. We're going to stop. Feel very confident that we're going to be.
Right. One thing I just can't seem to understand about the Democratic Party is that they think for wanting to, go to extremes like banning or burning books, and it's not what we're doing at all. We're just going to put restrictions to where the kid turns 18 to be able to make decisions for him or herself.
That's the number for everything. You can't drink or smoke. You can't vote until you're 18. Nothing. But you can look at material that can literally destroy a young kid's life, for the rest of their life. It can affect them for the rest of their life, right? Because it's just, they're not old enough to process that type of information. Their brain's not ready to see or hear or read that material. And, so it's just not appropriate. Period. It's just not. So if you want to do that as an adult, that's a choice that you want to make. That's your choice. But don't tell me that my kid needs to have access to it. That's
This doesn't sound right. Just, it's coming from somebody, if you hear and say that,
right.
complete that sentence.
Yeah. It's just so that's one of the things that we'll have to see what we can do.
Absolutely. And also the money that Alex had mentioned that's currently in the budget from the COVID relief package.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a plan of where you'd like to see that money go?
Well, I know they already have a plan to use that to help with the fire and EMS. So that's very important. We need to improve our coverage for our fire departments and our EMS. I believe we need to hire more deputy sheriffs also. The safety and security of our citizens is really one of the most important things for the county council. That's their responsibility to do that. So we really need to work hard to make that.
Yeah, that sounds great. I remember several councilmen were wanting to use that money towards, EMS and the fire station. So I really am glad they're planning on doing that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we waited too long. Kind of what I, see with the roads, no action was taken for quite a while. So now we're playing catch up, right? And the same thing's happening with again, fire and EMS. Excuse me. We don't want to get any further behind. We're growing like crazy. A lot of people are moving out from Greenville, coming to Pickens County. It's a great place to live, right? And but we want to control that growth. We have to control it because if we don't, our infrastructure will just get that much further behind.
Right.
And I consider that, our fire and ambulance, EMS, and police part of our infrastructure in the county.
Right.
It's very important.
So like places like Mexico City, it's overpopulated, and it's nasty, just like the sewage is overflowing. So you got to be able to, have good control growth.
Right. Yeah. That's the key. That very well said. We got to control it. We have to control it. Growth is really kind of inevitable. I feel, it's going to happen, but make it happen on our terms.
Right.
Just don't let it just overwhelm the county. I moved here because I loved what Pickens County had to offer. The country feel, bars and things like that. That's how I grew up, and that's why my wife and I decided to move here. We came down from Boone, North Carolina, to check out Greenville, and we just came down. We kept coming down for 3 years, trying to figure out where we wanted to live. We knew we wanted to move here, and we kept coming back to Pickens County. And this is where we made our home, and this is where we want to live the rest of our days.
Right. Yeah, this is a great state too. You have the Blue Ridge Mountains and the coast, just like 4 hours away.
It's a great part of the county especially if you love being outdoors. You've got the 3 lakes, you've got all kinds of waterfalls and hiking, and if you like the beach, you're not that far away from it.
Right.
But if you like the mountains, obviously we're in the foothills, right? So just head the other direction and be in the. It's a great part of the country.
Right. We probably all know at least a few people that came from either up north or out west. They moved to Florida, and then they retired in Florida, and then it's like summer all year long. They decided that's too much for them. They come up to like South Carolina or some of the surrounding areas to get the 4 seasons.
Yep. It's just a great part of the country, and so we want to.
Yeah, and so I was going to give this point too, like as far as the Republican Party in South Carolina, you and I know both as others too around this area. It is divided.
Mhm.
And Donald Trump, he did win the election, and it looks like the House and Senate so it's going to have control of the majority. So do you feel like we're just getting started with with Trump winning the election?
I think so. I feel with if you listen to what President Trump has been saying along the way, he'll throw out a little tidbit here and there of what his plan is, and now that he's been elected, there's a lot of exciting things coming if he follows through, which I have no reason to believe that he won't, based on his first uh, presidency, his first 4 years. He did everything and more what he said he was going to do. It's his thing is, promises made, promises kept. So I believe that when when he is successful, we're going to live in a different. It's going to be a lot closer to the constitutional republic that the founding fathers.
Right.
So I think it's going to surprise a lot of people how good it's going to be if he's right.
Yes.
Which I think he will be.
And I just have people nationwide and think to themselves, it seems like too far off between. Seems like media, but media make decisions for him, let the control himself. So hopefully they just watch him by his actions and what he's able to accomplish.
Right. I hope the people that didn't vote for him are willing to sit back and watch what he does. Don't get wrapped up into the tweets or whatever or what the media says he says. A lot of times when they'll say he said something, but when you really go back and listen to what he said, it's a fabrication. It's not what he said at all. They're really good at taking little snippets to make him look. So, and that's not the role of the press, as intended by the founding fathers. They're not supposed to take them, but they have, unfortunately. So, and they ruin their credibility, and that's why social media has grown. That's my opinion. It's a lot of people because the news media has dropped it all.
Right. It seemed like it was genius what the two candidates did was to go on podcasts. I feel like ultimately that's how they were able to get the message out to them, especially to the young adult population like the millennials and the Gen Z.
Yeah, when you look at the differences between the gains that President Trump made between 2016 and 2020 and now 2024, how the voting blocks changed in his favor. I think it's completely because of his willingness to go to the people,
Right.
and talk to them directly, not go through the news.
Yeah, and then just, you have places, the media like View saying that the minorities that are voting for him was racist and stuff. And then think like Latinos, the ones that are citizens here, especially from Cuba, they came here for freedom, for a democracy and capitalist nation. They don't. I mean, they don't stand for socialism. I know technically it's the Democrats' party, but I do feel like some of them. It's not like the John F. Kennedy, Democratic Party, where I just feel like it's gotten really woke. Right?
Yeah, it's not the party. Camelot is dead. Right. It is. The Kennedy is no more. I mean, you have Robert F. Kennedy, who I'm really excited about what he's going to do. I think his thing is to make America healthy again, and I think he's going to do a lot of great things. You go to a different country, if you've had that opportunity to do that, they sell the same products over there that they sell here, but when you look at the ingredients, and there's 3, 4, 5 ingredients over in Europe, and you come to the United States and there's 15 or 18 ingredients, and they're all chemicals. So something's not right there. So it's going to be, our food's going to taste different. I think it's going to be better. I'm really looking forward to what the next 4 years are going to bring. Wait to see it.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and how about reorg? Do you anticipate reorg going pretty well too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think, the Republican Party in Pickens County is growing. Um, a lot of people, which I love it. I love to see it. Um, People have realized that we were kind of asleep at the wheel for a long time. And so it, what has gone on with President Trump ever since he announced that he was going to run the first time, I mean, he's just been under attack. And he's been, it's not just been from Democrats, he's been under attack from Republicans too. And it's been a wake up call for a lot of people. A lot of people. It was for me. And so I knew when he got elected and they started doing what they were doing to him, I just felt like I knew I had to get involved, so I did. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. I had no idea that at that time that I was actually going to run for office. I had, I just really was never in my thoughts to run for office. But it just got to that point where I just felt like I had to do something. Had to just feel like God put it on my heart that I needed. He put it on my heart. I needed to get involved, and I needed to do something. Here we are. This is what it's like.
Huh?
Yeah. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to get started. I got a lot to learn. I know that. Being new to the council, and I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah, and this is a couple of years I've known him. I'll work alongside you in the state convention. I'm really happy for him. Happy for you and Dale that you got elected, and I'm pretty confident that y'all are going to accomplish great things in the upcoming term.
Yep. I am psyched. Thank you. Yeah. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, sure. And then is there anything that you'd like to mention to your possessions reviewers while we're on there?
Well, again, just thank you. Um, I'm I'm here to work for you. I will. I'll be putting out some information on how to contact me. Once I get, I'll have a family email phone. So once I get that information, I'll put that out there. So uh, you know, you can call me, you can email me, text me. If you see me out on the street, you want to bring something to my attention that you see is going on that you feel like needs to be fixed, let me know. I'll do what I can do. You know, Probably, we're people. We all have differences of opinions, and we might not all think alike. We know we don't all. But I think together we can make a lot of strides, and that's my goal. Was one of my goals in what I campaigned on is to get people more involved in their go. We have what we have now at the federal and state level because we have been asleep at the wheel. We've elected these people over and over and over and over. And the power's gone to their head, right? And so I know one of President Trump's thing is he's going to push a constitutional amendment to put term limits on Congress. I think it's a great idea. I think more people, there's good people out there that I think can make a great contribution at all levels of government, either locally, at the state, and at the federal level. But the machine is, again, is
Right.
so once that obstacle is gone at that level, I think it will filter down into the state. I think there'll be some changes in the state. Um, if we the people do what needs to be done, get involved, pay attention, call your representatives, talk to them, let them know how you feel about things. Pay attention to how they vote. It's very important now because, a lot of people, I don't know if they realize, but the state of South Carolina, they had a transparency law that they had to follow, and they repealed it so that they wouldn't have to be transparent. I don't know how many people know that, but that's what they did. So they could pass laws and you not know about it until afterwards, right? And so kind of Nancy Pelosi thing, we have to pass it so you know what's in it, so we can know what's in it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what's best, right?
Right. So that's the lord over you part of government that do believe is it's just not right. It's not what it's a representative form of government. But that's incumbent to we the people to pay attention and be involved. So that's one of my goals is to encourage District 4 people to be involved, not just with the county council, but their municipalities, their city governments, but at the state and federal level to pay attention to what's going on. It's how we can hold our representatives accountable.
Right. Wish they taught civics a little better than they did in public schools. It's very
They could teach us civics. They went to social studies. There's a reason. They didn't want people to know how the government is supposed
to. For your politicians and then their forever to get elected, cycle after cycle.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's convenient. Everybody's busy. You're working hard and trying to feed the American dream and whatever that is for you, right? And we lost track of our representatives and what they were doing, and they took advantage of it. But I think that's going to change. I'm really excited about the outlook of what I think are the direction our country is headed. So, and we can do that at the state and at the county level also. People are going to be very,
based on what's happened at the local, state, and federal level, I feel like there's a great future that lies ahead for our country.
I think so. I think it'll continue even after the next 4 years. I think it can continue, but again, the people have to be involved to make it. Again, hold their representatives accountable. Let them know if they rule in a way that you don't like. Let them know. You're not always going to get your way, right? Right. But carry on a civil conversation. Have a relationship with your representative, and let them know how you feel about it. And they'll explain why things. Hopefully, I'm able to explain why things turned. Votes went the way they did. Why I vote. Why I will vote in whatever way I vote. I need to be able to explain to the people why I voted that. I won't be able to please everybody all the time, and I hope they don't expect that. But I hope that they'll see that I'm here for them.
I think it's the biggest obstacle, at least for the elected officials that I've spoken with, and says it's the hardest thing to do is that you can't please everybody.
Right. You drive yourself crazy trying.
Right.
Because you just can't. But that's okay.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Lang, I appreciate you coming on here this evening, and we'd love to have you here in the future.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Thank you
so
much.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Night.
All right. And that concludes our episode for this evening. I hope that you enjoyed watching this latest episode, and for future episodes, updates, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click like and subscribe. And also follow our Facebook page as well. Before we sign off, again, just wanted to express my gratitude for all those who served in any branch of the military, including the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, or Coast Guard. Thank you for all that you've done for our country. And when those jets fly over the stadium the next game, Clemson versus Southern, you can guarantee that there's going to be some mist in this American's eyes, because you got the job done. This is Mason Sims, signing off, and good night to all. God bless America. Thank you.